I believe that love is worth waiting for. Throughout my whole high school years, I had a boyfriend. I loved him so much, or I thought I did. I felt that I put more into the relationship than he did, and it did not feel right. I often thought to myself, does he even care? My mom would see me depressed a lot of the time, and she would always ask me what's wrong, but I always said, nothing's wrong, Mom, and smile. One day my mom had a long conversation with me. She told me this phrase in Spanish, caras vemos, corazones no sabemos, which means we can see their face, but we do not know what's in their heart. I started thinking, should I still be with him? I stayed. I did not know the right thing to do. I was young and blinded by love. Senior year in high school, we were going on spring vacation for a week. I wanted to visit my grandparents because I had not seen them in years. They lived in Texas. I thought to myself, a week without them, what am I going to do? When I was there, my grandma had another talk with me, which made me start thinking even more. She asked me if I loved him. I said I did. She asked me if what I felt for him was really love or was I used to him. Later that day, she told me to think about it while I was in Texas. The week passed and it was time to go back home. I had school the next day. I saw him, but it was not the same anymore. I pretended I was happy to see him. He just said, "Oh, hi," and he kept on eating his breakfast. I knew what I had to do. Graduation day was coming up and he broke up with me. First few times when he would break up with me, I went back to him like nothing happened. Not this time. I knew better. Weeks later, after I graduated, I received a letter in the mail. It was from him. It said, "Congratulations and thanks for everything." I read the letter and threw it away. A week passed and I had volleyball practice. I had to get ready because in a month I had college tryout, and I really wanted to play. He came to the gym where I was practicing. He bought me a bouquet of roses, red, my favorite. He begged me to forgive him. I did not feel anything. This time will be different, he said. I will change. I said no more, and I walked away. As I walked, my grandma's words came to mind. Make sure you find someone that's going to love you more than you love him. I watch a lot of romantic comedies, and they always end in happily ever after. I always wanted that for myself, to live happily ever after, with my husband, or the love of my life. I looked at my grandparents who are so happy. More than 40 years of marriage, that has to mean something. They do not have to stay together for their kids, because they are all grown up. Why would they be together? The only explanation is they are still in love like the first time. My grandpa sings to my grandma. She starts giggling, and if she doesn't, my grandpa stares at her until he makes her laugh. Even up to this day, she laughs at all his jokes. I have realized that there is a time for love, and right now I just have to enjoy what I have. Maybe one day I will find love like they did. This is why I believe love is worth waiting for.